do you think?
Yeah.
Bro.
I kind of agree with Zammy's, though the only thing that kind of made him okay was the final episode.
Zed must seek purpose. Zed has grown beyond insufficient goals of Metallicat entities.
Mac was in danger, and Molly had to team up with the SWAT cats to save him, and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay then.
Alright, so I feel like after that, we're gonna let Fox introduce this character, Passmaster.
Oh boy. An undead sorcerer from the Dark Ages who tried to conquer his own home city. The Passmaster is, like I said, an undead sorcerer. He's traveled through time using his magical mechanical pocket watch. And, shit. It was the magical book. I forgot the name of it.
The Book of Ages.
The Book of
Yep.
Ages. The Passmaster. Oh my god. This is, if I'm not mistaken, okay, like I said, you guys watched this recently. I haven't. Wasn't he the villain in the first episode?
Yes, he was, actually.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
After 10,000 years, I'm free! It's time to conquer Earth!
He was basically the Rita Repulsa of SWAT cats. That's the best
Pretty
way to
much.
describe it.
Like I think
No,
that
I
I think that with the Passmaster for episode 1 was actually probably the best villain to introduce, like to showcase for the SWAT cats. Like he was actually compared to like Dark Cat and everything. Every other villain was built up after the Passmaster. But the Passmaster, when he comes back every now and then, and everything, he is like my gosh, he transported the SWAT cats to the Middle Ages and everything. He is
That was by accident, though. He never intended
yeah.
to grab the SWAT cat.
which in that episode in there, that's when they met what was her name, Queen Callista.
Who
Okay.
happened to be Callie's ancestor, which was confirmed by the production team.
Yeah, and then at the same point in time, if you look at Callie and you look at Callista, who do they both favor the most? Razor.
You are indeed the hero foretold by the legend of the Dragon Sword.
Hey, hang on a sec. I was doing the driving.
We were sort of a team.
Sort of.
REJECTED rejected!
But no, the
I think that's
Passmaster.
anything.
The Passmaster was that short little Napoleon complex of a villain. That
Mhm.
when he comes in, I mean, there was even the episode where he was with the Metallic Cats and everything. That episode was even like a Terminator inspired world.
Oh yeah.
Very much so. And the reason Passmaster did it was purely out of petty revenge. But he didn't. But he made one critical mistake, just one. He made the mistake of doing a villain team up and not reading the fine print. And
Right,
as
and
Justin
then-
likes to quote every now and then, Justin.
Villains don't work well with other villains.
And that's the difference between Passmaster and Dark Cat, because when Dark Cat worked with the other villains, he already knew that they were going to betray his ass. He already had a plan instilled to go ahead and make sure that didn't work. Like, for example, we just talked about before with the Metallic Cats with the shock collars. Working with the Passmaster, working with the Metallic Cats. Oh no, he didn't even have a plan on what to do, which proves that he is not too brain savvy. He's just mostly focused on just trying to rule, try to rule his home city. That's it. He just wants to conquer Medicat City too. He's not focused on the details. He just wants it done.
Though I feel like he's also thirsty for Kalina, though.
Yeah, well,
All I gotta say, as a time patroller, you can prevent
You will
history
not
from
stop.
being
You will
changed.
Shut up.
You will stop like that.
Anyway,
What's your thoughts on
Um,
Taskmaster, guys?
I kind of mostly agree with Fox. He's basically he seems to usually do things on purpose or accident, but with his time travel, and he just seems to be like Fox said, there's Napoleon shortness complex a bit. or the King's Madness, I would say, where he has got so much power, and it's hard to explain because I can't really think or give too much thoughts because the Past Master didn't really interest me that much, or if it makes sense to say, doesn't really catch my eye a bit, or as my
No, that
main
makes
purpose.
that makes perfect sense because it's just like a video game. He's basically your level 1 boss that builds up
Yeah,
that you don't really care about. He's just there.
Mhm.
But it builds up for the rest of the series.
yeah, like he does build up rest of the series, yes, but he was just hard to keep my eyes on a bit or pay
The
attention to at the
problem
beginning
with
because
Taskmaster, like my honest opinion, I'm just gonna say this now.
Mhm.
He was basically a potentially good villain that ended up becoming a basic bitch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
pretty much that took the words right out of my mouth there.
He it's like, yes, he's getting there, and then
Like he's got
It's like-
this entire backstory. Like, oh man, this is a guy that comes from the past that wants to go back to the past. He's like so interested in the queen, and then when he sees Callie, he's fixated on her because it's Callista, it's the ancestor. But that's really it. There's really not much to him compared to the rest of the villain group. Pretty much. I mean, Dark
Mhm.
Cat. Like there's other
even
bad
Turmoil has
villains.
more depth than he does. And Turmoil was a one-off villain.
Right.
Before we go
Yeah.
into the subject of Turmoil,
But before we get on
to
turmoil,
because I forgot to give my overall opinion of Metallicats.
hmm
Like, I only gave the basic clip notes. Basically, with Metallicats, it just goes to show they look out for number one themselves, as I said. But the reason that they're so highly appreciated as fans, like by the fans, is because they have so much depth to them, despite the whole bumbling duo act. You can't help but find it a little endearing in some cases. I mean, I could be wrong here, but you can't help but find that endearing.
Anyway,
Oh yeah, going
Yeah,
back to
also-
Taskmaster, he's a
also
jack
has it you
plus
sound like you're on your mic a bit.
Yeah, my bad.
Crossy, you got any info you want to share about Past Master?
Like all I just see, like he's not interesting. All I see is just like he just wants to get laid, but he just wants Callie. He's a thirsty motherfucker.
Yeah,
Definitely a mild
but
rate.
like Fox said, 'cause she resembles the queen of being the ancestor of her.
Mm-hmm.
Zammy, anything you want to add for Past Master?
All right. Well, first off, since this was the first villain I ever saw that introduced me to the whole entire SWAT Cat series, because I have never seen this thing. I've only ever heard of it. I've just never seen characters or anything like that. Being the first villain I was introduced to, it was not bad. Like the whole entire time travel by just a freaking pocket watch. Like seriously,
Mm-hmm.
I think you think you'd have a fucking time machine like in a capsule or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I don't know. Anyway, best part is Time Watch, freaking whole entire time shit's there. It's interesting. It really got me into the series, so I have nothing else to say. It's just like, yeah, this dude's just a freaking horny.
Yeah. Anyway, we only got like
Just
two
wants
more.
to keep.
Anyway, we only got two more antagonists introduced, and one of them would be Mad Cat.
Well, actually, we have three more. 'Cause you
It
forgot
sounds like Fox is
Turmoil.
eager to talk about Mad Cat.
Actually, I
Oh,
think you got more than that.
And
Mad
what's
Cat.
funny about this, before we continue, I even remember when we binge watched this, Hazard said to me, I quote, "It would have been interesting if Mad Cat was voiced by Mark Hamill."
Yep, and ironically, he wasn't.
Anyway, go ahead and say what you want to say about Mad Cat, Fox.
Oh no, I was just saying like Mad Cat. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna let Hazard start on this, and I'm just gonna add on.
Basically, he's a demonic jester who is possessed ironically, a very much insane comedian named Lenny Ringtail, and was obsessed with revenge over a past imprisonment by a king, queen, and knight because he was replaced by a court jester.
But not ones with my face. Tell me more about it.
belonged to an ancient jester named Mad Cat. He went crazy when other jesters took his place.
I can relate to that.
Much like himself replaced by a fellow comedian. And here's the one thing that actually makes him stand out. Despite the fact that he never actually intended to, he came literally the closest to taking over Mega Cat City, possibly even more so than Dark Cat. That says a lot about him. If you think about it, this is a guy who managed to kidnap a comedian, Feral, Mayor Manx, and Callie, and even captured one of the SWAT cats. He did this all himself. He had no backup. That says a lot about him right there.
Oh, come now. If I'm really as evil as you say I am, then let God strike me down where I stand. Ha! Nice try, jackass. Next time, give it your A game.
A crazy psychopath jester came to arguably the closest to taking over Mega Cat City.
You know you're not allowed on the sofa.